Hey everybody, welcome back to the Daily Peak. Uh, I I was feeling great a few hours ago. Um, yeah. So, uh, basically, so okay. Um, yeah. Uh, basically, right? Yeah. Basically, basically. Uh, I woke up. I was doing fine when I woke up. And then I was like, it's like 9 something. I've got time. I can wait a bit before I stream. I can get a little more shut eye. I went to sleep. And now it's nearly 1. And I feel like I don't exist. And my whole body is dry. Ugh. That was the wrong button. I'm starting the wrong game. I hit RimWorld instead of fucking Peak. My instincts. The RimWorld now only takes 15 minutes for me to start up instead of longer. So I might try to do some streaming of it. Sorry, I've got like 5 minutes till the peak change is over, so uh, I'm dying. Hey guys, I think I'm dying. Fuck. There we go. Oh my fucking god. Pirate. You're approaching me? You ask me for my strongest potion? I'm melting. Just woken up from a very disorienting nap. Anyway. Before we start, I know, right? This looks like before we start. I need to take my meds. I'm working on the vitamins right now. I'm awake. I'm awake and alive and everything. Meds, today is Saturday. I'll be taking my meds with a root beer flavored Lost and Found energy drink. That was the wrong button. Okay, now we're ready to go. I am living. I am living. Legally speaking, I am alive. I've got a headache, but that's neither here nor there. Dead people generally don't have headaches, though. I find on average. I just remembered that one, like, ancient Japanese, story of, oh. So there is this, like, regional lord or whatever, who was executing a prisoner, and the prisoner was like, I'm gonna come back and fucking haunt you to death. You know? And the Lord was like, oh, really? I'm not sure I believe you. If you are so powerful that you could turn into some kind of phantasm, once I've cut off your head, bite that flagstone right there. And he cut off the guy's head, and he bit the flagstone. And everyone was terrified, except for the Lord, and they were like, my lord, why are you not more scared? He bit the flagstone. He's clearly become a powerful phantom. It's like, oh, well, no, there's no way he's become I mean, yes, he became a powerful phantom, and that's, like, linked to unfinished business. And, like, they're not all that smart or anything. They can just kind of focus on what they were focusing on in the last moments of their life. So yeah, that guy created a powerful rage phantom, whose singular task in all of life, was to bite that flagstone. And then he did it. Almost immediately. So he's not taking revenge on me. He's already accomplished the unfinished business he was most focused on in the moments of his death. And, like, in the days to come, there was no hauntings or anything. No supernatural shit happened outside of that. Oh my god. I didn't realize I had slipped off the thing. That's not good. Where even am I? Hey, how's it going, Digi? We're an EP gang today, I guess. You're EP, I'm EP, Pirate's EP. And that's like everyone that matters, so. Damn. I wish that was me. As in, I wish I was working on computer science projects. I would like to be working with code. This was not me revealing that I would like to be futzed with by Digi all night. That wouldn't be an out of character thing for me to say, but it's not what I was intending. Group nap at the end of stream. Exactly. Let's do it. We all need it. Fuck. Maybe we can do some futzing. Eyebrows. Someone kill me. Someone put me down. Bleh. Hui. Anyway. I'm thriving. Well... It's fucking weird that people care about me now. All of you stop doing it. You're giving me emotions. I'm used to people not caring, goddammit. Stop. Damn it. I've been put in Digi's pocket. What the fuck? Alright, time to reset. Guess I didn't even make it out of the shore. Blah. I need to hang out later, I think. I've got all of the college stuff weighing on the back of my brain at the moment. And that sucks emotionally. But I really want to get more Dungeoneers of Kroya stuff done. I want to do that today. I want that to be my day. I also want to play some RimWorld, though. So I could probably have an ant farm day, I think. I might try to stream that. We might have an ant farm stream. We might have an ant farm stream where I just sit in a channel in my fucking Discord server. I did some cool shit in the Foundry the other day. Cause I was making abilities for the Red Dungeon Master. And of course, one of those abilities, is called Obstruct. And the thing it does is, if someone attempts to do something which does not ordinarily require a dice roll, then DM Red can force you to make a save of your choice at a very hard difficulty for your level. So I figured out how to make a level-based DC to just, like, throw in the chat, and it's like, no, as a reaction, this guy can make you roll for something that you wouldn't need to roll for normally. You can make a simple task pointlessly more difficult. It's, I think, the funniest ability I've ever come up with. Because it's just fucking... Like, you're an adventurer. Speaking is ordinarily a free action, but if this guy doesn't want you to freely communicate, you can use the obstruct reaction. That's a once per round. He can make it pointlessly difficult for you to talk or, like, you know, use a stride action. Because ordinarily you don't need to roll the stride. And I think that's a hilarious ability. Mostly because the point of it is to interrupt things like speech and movement, where it'll interrupt your ability to communicate and reposition. It adds a chance of failure to those things. And well, like, technically speaking, those aren't exceptionally important things, like, mechanically. Practically speaking, you need to do those constantly to have, like, an effective combat. So just as a reaction, he can cause any one person to have a communication failure. Or the potential for one. Or to trip when they were otherwise walking. Because it's just any meaningful action which does not otherwise have a roll attached to it can have a roll inflicted on it. And, like, it's effectively just a basic save, you know? And there's not even damage associated. It's pass-fail, no damage. But it's just, if you fail, you can't do the thing you were trying to do. You see, I was thinking of the more practical starts choking on their own spit, and wastes the time they could have spent talking, coughing. But, I mean, I'm sure that's a more appropriate move for certain types of player. And then I'm staring you in the eyes. Exclusive to Beastkin. Heart. You say that Beastkin are an actual thing, by the way. Because you can just kind of be that. One of the special heritages that any ancestry can pick is the Beastkin heritage, which is just somewhere way back in your family line, you had a Therianthrope. And their blood has come back to haunt either you specifically or your family as a whole. I have a character who is that. Notably, they're like haunted by the spirit of a panther, which has been absurdly violent and made most of his family outcasts from society. He is the first person to see any success in life because he's become a renowned gladiator. But it's just like, as like an RP thing, like shark-like, if he smells blood, he will turn into his hybrid form, which is a panther humanoid, that really likes to kill people. But it's just Laios from Delicious Sin Dungeon. You mixed up the I and A. I can forgive you, but there is a price. And then I make a winky face emoji. And you're like, how did you do that with your mouth? Yeah, no. Imani Inkheart, bearer of the burden of the great panther spirit. First of his family line to see any kind of success. First of his family line to not abandon their child, notably. Because one notable, like, thing of his history is his ancestry is basically impossible to trace back. Because, like, the panther manifests in every child in this family line and is, such a nuisance, even in infancy, that, the children are abandoned, kind of left to die, and manage to survive anyway. That is like a historical repeating thing in his family. It's just, no, every time, you know, an Inkheart or whatever, has a kid, they are left to fend for themselves. And if they survive, they survive. And he's like breaking that chain by actually trying to take care of his kid. Which is why he is attending the Magambia, the magical university in Galorian. OMG, it's Pandora! Everyone say hi to Pandora! As we all know, Pandora is my long-lost lover from childhood. We started dating sometime in elementary school and continued to have a close bond all the way up until high school, where we had a big argument and parted just before college, and have since reconnected via Peak. And have had a toxic Yuri-like relationship ever since. Heart emoji. Anyway, back to Amani Inkheart. He started attending the Magambia because he would like to learn how to control the spirit of the panther, which is, you know, manifested in him, manifested in his bloodline, and he has just barely had a handle on. So he can parent his kid better and teach what he learns in the Magambia to his kid, so his kid doesn't have to struggle as much as he did. That's like the character arc. And sadly, that campaign's been like on the back burner for a hot minute. But like his core character motivation is this thing has been, there is a family curse that has been you know, with my family for generations. It has been something cruel. I am the first person to make use of it to become successful in spite of it. And I would like to ensure that my child does not have to struggle as I did. And if you are able to identify what this character is actually about, despite all of my incredibly well-hidden layers of metaphor here, this is like a family trauma, mental illness thing, like metaphor, just very literally expressed via the means of raging panther spirit. So it's just, he's trying to healthily cope with this thing that has been haunting his family for generations, so he can end this cycle of violence and abuse. And give his kid a better life than he had, you know? And I think that is a beautiful story. It is an absolute shame That campaign has not had a session in a while. Fucking Dr. Boy Honey, get back to me. But yeah. Yeah, no. Fucking, Imani Inkheart is a top tier character concept. I also do a lot of characters that are some variation of, like, you know, standard guy who is dealing with a problem. I was gonna say white guy, but Imani is black because that's like the most common type of guy in the Mwangi. If the campaign wasn't set in fantasy Africa, you would be a white guy, because he's just... I play a lot of characters that are just the local default, effectively. Because I like to take that frame of, like, no, I'm not going to play, like, a hyper interesting, like, race combination or whatever. Beastkin is already, like, as a heritage on top of human, is already a bit out there for me. But yeah, I like to play the very, like, default ancestries. And, like, straightforward-ish character builds. To see what I can do with the simple concepts, you know? So that's why I have Imani Inkheart, a pretty bog-standard barbarian. And I have Grayson, the, like, generic-ass human cleric. They're all relentlessly default, like, archetypes. Because I want to tell the story on top of that. Bogstarian, okay. Pirate wants to kill me. Pirate wants to kill me personally. And it's like one of the few... Like, the only time I don't make characters like that is when the setting itself is more fantastical. So, like, I've just joined a Dagger Hearts campaign, wherein we are playing, like, Fae who have attended this masquerade ball, which lasts for 30 days and nights. And a lot of the characters are, like, more standard types of Fae. We've got a fawn, we've got a pixie. Most of the characters in the thing aren't, like, particularly, you know, eccentric Fae. So I made my character to stand in contrast to that. because they're all trying to be bog standard Fae. I decided to be out there, but still kind of embrace the tradition of playing aggressively standard characters, by making a very classic, like, name collecting shadowy figure from, like, old fairy lore. So I play Bowell, who is a autumn-born shade familiar with, you know, the lines between, like, life and death and the various nuances of things. And Bowell is a collector of names, specifically those of artists. And it's like a whole deal is, yeah, I would like to go out and collect the names of various, like, artists, because I want to be able to check in on them at any time, and say, like, oh no, these are under my protection. I have domain over all of these artists. Because Bowell is just genuinely very interested in every form of art. And it's like, I'm playing a character who is outside the mold in terms of, like, the kinds of characters presented in this campaign, but, like, entirely expected in terms of, like, what a fae is. I'm a fae who collects names and courts artists. So I'm playing this, like, kind of out of place elder fae who has been, like, in a tower for 300 years, has not seen the outside world in that time. Only contact has been via a giant owl messenger. And it's like, no, I really like artists. I'm a deeply like, respectable, like, I am a patron of the arts. He's not exceptionally magically powerful, but it's like, it's the kind of entity where it's fucking like, oh no, I have some magical ability. I can call in favors. I can secure you funding. Meanwhile, you keep making art. And I would like to hear about the art. I would like to hear about it in great detail. So Bowell is, like, an abstract, shadowy figure with a million eyes who will seek out artists, and approach them from the darkness. And it's, like, ominous, like, echoey voice, like, really? I'd love to see your one-woman show. Like, and there's no hint of deception in it. He's the creepiest creature in the world. But, like, when you actually, like, hand over your name or whatever, the only thing they do with it is use it to check in and be like, hey, what's your newest creation? They can get really in-depth with the analysis, because it's like, I've been around since the most ancient days of humanity. I talked to Plato personally. It's like, no, you're doing something very interesting with the form in your own unique way. Typically, the artist thing involves stealing the artist. It is not so direct as that. Basically, Boel's situation is, no, I'm going to give you funding. I am going to give you the freedom to do whatever you'd like. And usually, that also ends up involving just get deeper into your work, get obsessive about it. And the like corrupting influences, like, yeah, no, eventually a lot of artists make deals with this fae and then go mysteriously missing because they went insane entirely on their own. Yeah. No, I'm aware of how that goes in traditional Fae lore. This is the one instance in which Boel is an exception. To that, like, archetypical ideal. And even then, it's like, half the time these guys go missing anyway. But that's, like, for their own reasons as an artist. They do! They do be yoinking musicians. Boel explicitly opposes this. Because they're like, no, you need to keep them in their context so they can keep making relevant art. The point of having a human artist is that they change and adapt to their situation. You can't just keep them in a ballroom for a million years. It'll go stale. Like, entirely self-serving. The art's less interesting if you take them. Because I've decided to lean into the gimmick of Boel just kind of, like, very explicitly and, like, eagerly and legitimately really loves every form of artistic expression and lets you, yeah, I know. But yeah, just is like, no, I want to hear I want you to make new art, and I want it to be creative. So one of the other hilarious aspects of this character is, yeah, this is the shadow demon who I gave my name. It has been pretty explicit about me taking care of myself, actually. It has criticized me several times for, you know, unhealthy practices when working on my creative projects. It's like, no, this is an elder fae who just, like, really likes how innovative humans can be. It's like, you can change in a way that I never could. That's Boel's vibe. Yeah, basically. I have made deals with a many-eyed, like, aspect of the Abyss. They check in, like, once a year. They've secured me funding for the next decade. I feel the need to unveil the biggest secret of this character to you all. Which... Okay. the way I came up with Bowell's name is I took the word bowl and I abstracted its spelling as much as I could to the point where it's like you could still technically pronounce this as bowl. And then I took the new spelling and I repronounced it the most obvious way that you would see with the thing. So the actual spelling of it is that Bowell. But it's just I've taken the word bowl and abstracted it and like put it back together to give this fae a weird name. Incredible. Oh, sick, friends. Guys, it's my besties. Pandora. Hang out here with us. Hang out in the pool. Chilling with my besties. Now I'm gonna pick Pandora back up because there is a tornado coming. Okay. It's my besties. Hi, bud. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you. Godspeed. I need to get to the top. Oh, I should be pronouncing it Beowell. Not Bowell. Beowell. Like Beowulf. To make it less clear that it is just the word bowl abstracted. Yeah, no. Beowell, patron of the arts. Shadow monster. That which dwells at the threshold of life and death, parentheses, so it can talk to living artists and also dead artists. Just a really old shade who's gotten really good with glamour. Because I was told that shades are supposed to be like tieflings from D&D, and I decided to consciously reject that and go with the shadow monster thing anyway. And no one has stopped me. So it's just, no, technically speaking, there is a human form somewhere in there, but it is, like, all abstracted around by glamour. Which it has gotten very good at. It's like, no, my main skill is making myself look terrifying. This is my gender. This is how I wish to appear. Anything else would be dishonest. And I will say a lot of this character was largely improvised. Because I did not adequately prepare for the Daggerheart session. So it was like, okay, I made this character sheet 3 months ago. Let's do some improv. So Beowell is the fucking almost entirely improvised character. Is a loner because I did not talk to the GM beforehand to make other NPCs for them. And they're turning up with like no one who is especially interested in interacting with them because they are a terrifying looking loner who is mostly interested in mortal artists. Which means for the first session, it was incredibly justified that absolutely no one was like into this guy. Like there was no like preset relationship to set up because this guy is the most unnerving creature in the world. And it would be less appropriate if there was someone they clicked with immediately. You know? I took my own poor preparation into account and made Beowell to be the easiest thing to slot into a campaign in session 1. It's like notably, it's like you've been invited to this amazing event, the Centennial Mask. And Beowell leaves the fucking invitation on the ground and is like, ooh, this is a Jessica. Oh, I'd love to see the updates on this play. Like, left the thing on the ground for a full, like, 20 minutes as they went through and, like, placed all of their new, like, updates on these various, like, artistic endeavors. It's like, oh, yes, right, I'm being invited to an incredibly prestigious ball. I should probably go, shouldn't I? Spent several minutes debating with themselves about whether or not it would be a waste of time until they realized, no, there's gonna be mortals there. A lot of them are gonna be artists. And, hey, there are gonna be other name collectors there. This is a thing that a lot of people are attending, which means you're gonna find other old fae. And you might even find the guy who took Shakespeare's name out from under your nose. Something I set up entirely on a whim, and is going to probably end up being a core character motivation. It's just this is the abstract like manifestation of the like concept of an artistic patron. This is the threshold between life and death manifest in the form of a like thousand-eyed shadow tentacle monster. It has developed a like obsessive interest in the human ability to create art. Notably, their eagerness to like learn about like the artistic creations of humans is manifested mechanically in their character sheet with the ability, really, tell me more, which is Beowell having like a +2 on all checks to make someone keep talking about themselves. It's like, I got you talking, I'd like you to keep talking, I want to know more. It's just anytime they're expressing a genuine interest, they get a mechanical bonus to all conversation checks that mostly outweighs I know You say that. It's that poor DM for if they've improvised a character. That lucky DM for those who like creating a bunch of OCs and bragging about them. And I just so happen to be playing with the latter type, usually. It's like, no, I have this ability that is like, I have two unique abilities. I get extra recall on like the activities of old fae, such as name collectors. And I get a bonus to get people to keep talking about themselves and their artistic projects. So it's like the shadow tentacle monster with 1,000 eyes is really interested in your fucking improv show. And like will give you genuine advice on like improving your stuff, you know? Because this is the creature who has seen millions of like thousands of years of art. And has been obsessively and genuinely interested with everything they've ever seen. It's like, you want critique? I can give you critique. I'm amazing at critique. I'm also amazing at compliments. Do you want compliments? I just want to keep seeing the art. It's like, this can result in some problematic behavior from the artists. But generally speaking, this is the creature out of the darkness who I would most like to meet. Beowell, my favorite fae. Who is just, I would like to fund all of your creative endeavors, please. All I request in return are yearly updates. Let me know if that's too much, because I've lived forever, and it's like, I want to hear about this, like, every second. And it's like, you know, a year feels so short to them that they're like, and let me know if that's too much. I understand I can be a bit pestering. It's like, no, you're good. You're good. I can do once a year. I can do tangible progress once every year. Shadow monster that looks after you like you're a sick baby bird. Yes, I did just create my ultimate wish fulfillment fae, I'm realizing. where it's like I make jokes about like, no, I'm very interested in your one woman show, like the kind of things where it's like, you know, the thing that no one else in your life would say is just coming out of this phase mouth, and it's like, no, I'm incredibly invested in this like off idea you had in the middle of the night last night. Tell me about it. I'd love to hear. Yeah. And it's just, this is a shadow monster that will show genuine interest, um ask for updates regularly, but not so often that it would be like a nuisance, even if it thinks it is. And will be like caring for you like a sick baby bird. Because it's like, no, I want you to live long enough to make a lot of art. I'm invested now. And they're also an abstract mass of tentacles with 1,000 glowing eyes. And that's like a side thing. That's like not the most notable thing about them. It's one of those, like, Beowell, notably has not left the tower in 300 years or whatever, and is like, I presume society hasn't changed that much. Like, the norms are probably still about where I left them. And they turn up to this Fey ball, and they're, like, such an outlier. It's like, you know, name collection and, like, skin stealing are both, like, jokes. People are like, no one's done that in 1,000 years. Meanwhile, Beowell is just out here like, no, I know people who steal skin. It's really a quite interesting project. Cut to Beowell sponsoring Jack the Ripper or some shit. It's such a fascinating autistic endeavor. But yeah, no, if they knew what a Vocaloid was, they absolutely would sponsor your efforts to make robots sing. It's one of those, like, Beowell is actually, like, power-wise, a very low-level Fae. They're like a first-level wizard. But their thing is mostly just like, no, I'm very old, I have accumulated a number of resources in that time, and I am willing to lend those out freely. I know Jack the Ripper didn't steal skin. I know this, I was making a joke. I was making it clear that Beowell is not, like, a universally beloved figure, and would sponsor some horrible shit as long as the person who did it thought they were being an artist. I am aware that Jack the Ripper did not steal people's skin. That was presumably a different serial killer whose name I don't remember. But it's like, no, if you can look this shadow monster in the eyes and be like, no, yes, this is what I do as a form of artistic expression, Beowell will sponsor you. You just have to get past the initial incredibly unsettling eagerness. Where it's like, what is this shadow tentacle monster with a million eyes that is, like, incredibly interested in analyzing me in what almost feels like an invasive way. It's just, if you can get past that initial social interaction with this overeager demon-looking creature, then you've secured funding for life. I know, Jack the Ripper was the first serial killer I thought of. I'm sorry. Fucking, I know Zacharias Bow, who was fucking, a priest at the time. A fucking Puritan killing, you know, sex workers on the streets of London for their sins of lust. I'm aware. I know the lore of Jack the Ripper. I gave the first serial killer name I could think of. Well, you say that. Chances are, the shadow being is not making it into your house. It's like encountering you in a forest. Or like some near-death experience. Because it is a creature of the night. So it's one of those, like, yeah, if you want to encounter Beowell, you do have to go outside at least once. You do have to, like, talk to things. It's not even people, but... Oh, might go all the way to the top today. Nice. Yeah, no, that would be the most tricky part for me, too. If you put Beowell in, like, certain, like, Reddit subreddits or what, if you gave Beowell a computer... you would never see them again. If Beowell ever learned what the internet was, they would vanish forever. It's like, oh no, I've set up a Patron of the Arts mutual aid fund. Actually, other people have been contributing to it. I really just assumed a bunch of artists would be taking from it, but no, a lot of people are donating to it. So it's not even as much work. I'm just managing the fund. Overjoyed with itself. It's like, no, I'm a fae who, invested a single gold bar in a bank like 300 years ago. And that account is still open and still collecting interest, so I have infinite money. Obtain beverage, watch thing. Look, Digi and I live in America. We have other notable, problems with the whole going outside thing. Such as, if I want to talk to someone that I'm not directly related to, I do have to own a car. And that's, like, barely a joke. My family has centralized. Damn, you get to walk home along a canal from volunteering. The only place I can, like, reasonably walk is, down to, like, the college. And even then, I do have to cross, like, 4 lanes of traffic 5 separate times. I live at the, like, intersection of 2 major streets. It's like, you get to walk along the canal. Meanwhile... You know what, I should do, like, a fully impulsive trip to Europe, I think. I should develop some, like, pitiful source of income and just, like, hang out on Pirate's couch for 3 weeks. I could do it. Technically speaking, there is a general store nearby, but it's not really a general store. It's like an artisan goods store, you know? Oh, well, that's not good. And it's like, I love me some artisan goods, but, like, I don't have a lot of use for 80 different flavors of scented candle and nothing else. I do have use for obscure licorice products, though, which I'm just remembering are over there. So maybe I should visit more often. If I turn up randomly enough, they might not even learn my name. I might need to go on an adventure later. Pandora, save me! Thank you. And the corner store and the lake, that sounds wonderful. Yeah, being a regular is good, but being strange is also good. I generally like being some level of anonymous. Especially because when I do start to become a regular, I develop beef with the local cafe. Which is now also the local tavern. So it's like I can't get pizza, because I don't like the guy who runs the cafe. Because I used to work there, and he fucking ghosted me. And didn't schedule me for, like, months. Never even officially fired me. Not like I could try and collect unemployment. And it's like I would hold more notable beef against him, except he's also like the only restaurant in walking distance, so I just kind of keep quiet about it. But like I'm still pissed. I worked at the cafe side of things for a while. It's like I show up so sick that I've gone deaf once. That's probably on me. I'm gonna be honest on that one. That's probably my own fault. Because I did turn up after getting so sick that I had gone partially deaf. And get so winded doing cashier work that I needed to sit on the ground in between customers. I probably shouldn't have come in. He's probably justified in not scheduling me for a while, given how sick I turned up acting. This was during the COVID years, and I had taken, like, 3 weeks of sick breaks. So I was like, I need to take a shift so they don't fire me. And then everything flared up. Like that day, because I was trying to go out and about and like do things, so my body was like, no, you're not allowed to do that. This is also more than likely the same week that my sleep apnea got worse, because I was also dealing with newfound like exhaustion that wouldn't go away. Getting sick at that point probably was a major contributor to the fact. It's like literally the lowest I have been in a decade is when I turned up to work. Maybe he was a little justified. Maybe he was a little justified in not calling me back for a while, actually. And I eventually got a gig at the church, so... And that's a much more laid-back gig for a much similar pay rate. which has allowed me a lot of free time to get my health looked at. Damn it. Okay, I think I've accidentally resolved my beef with the local cafe. I think I have entirely accidentally realized that they were probably in the right, and in fact ended up doing a good thing by ghosting me. I should stop in and get some ice cream sometime. Because they have an ice cream freezer there, it's great. I would know, I used to work there. You know, up until the incident. I'm gonna maintain an angie about it, but I think I will start going to the cafe again. Now that I think about it. Oh, hell yeah. I like Superman ice cream. It's just Blue Moon, but it's got a lot of colors in it. I also like the incredibly strange color it makes when it melts. Gotta be one of my favorite colors. Blue-brown. Brown with the blue in it. Sorry, I processed my beef at the local cafe just now, and now I'm a little tired. I've tired myself out processing my emotions about the local cafe. Fuck. I'm gonna need to, like, take 20 after this, and I will come back with a RimWorld Ant Farm stream. The game only takes 15 minutes to load now. I updated it. So I actually feel comfortable streaming it now, because I can make that decision a little more impulsively. And be like, okay, I'll start this up now, I'll go get some snacks or whatever, and if I'm, you know, still feeling good in 15 minutes, I'll hit the stream button. Because, like, 30 minutes is too much of a commitment. I lie down, or whatever, and it's like 50-50, I just take a nap. And it's like, that's too inconsistent. But now that the time has been halved, like, the wait time, I'm actually probably gonna end up streaming RimWorld now. Fuck. I'm fine. Let's just, do some, lightening the load here. I still wish I had the, like, energy and physical stamina to volunteer at the local farmer's market. I tried it out for a while, but I quickly exhausted myself every time and was practically limping home. Actually, there were a few times when I did actually have a limp, but that's probably not. Anyway, that was like a great way to meet people, is the thing. Like, I had a lot of fun doing that. It's just that I couldn't justify all of the physical, like, labor I was expending. Because it would mess me up that day and the day to follow. You know? And, like, especially when I started working Sunday mornings. It's like, I really can't afford to get really tired every Saturday. Which sucks. I felt like such a good communist when I was doing that. And I'm not even a communist. I'm an anarchist. But I got all the vibes of like, I'm successfully contributing to my community. I say in a Russian accent that is not very good. Just out here like, I served the Soviet Union. Or whatever. Except it's me setting up tents at the local farmer's market. We love energy debt. See, the thing is, if I could sleep, it would probably be way less of a problem for me, is the thing. But, like, now I'm here realizing I've never had a restful night's sleep in, like, at least 6 years. It's like, god damn it. This is my new... I hate this. This is the, like, the thing that I'm complaining about. I have the fun combination of constantly being in an energy debt and, like, executive dysfunction to make it impossible for me to do anything. Which makes sense why it's been so hard for me to make meaningful progress in my life these last few years. I've been operating on empty for the whole time. It does make me feel significantly less bad about stagnating so hard in the last few years. And, like, give me some confidence that I could, you know, get back up and get going again. It is just that, I would need, like, cocaine to do that right now. Because severe energy debt. I had a lot of fun working at the farmer's market. I wish I could keep doing it. Getting involved in local community stuff is always really fun. I can't. I physically can't. I'm full of yearning, guys. Also, my chest feels really tight for some reason. I'm sure that's fine. Blech. Alright, I am going to need some recoup time after this stream. But we are hitting close to the end. So I will say, plans for the rest of the day, I want to do a RimWorld Ant Farm stream. I have been playing the progression pack. I have, like, over 12,000 mods. I have even tinkered with it to my own liking. I removed all of the Vanilla Outpost Expanded stuff. Scream into your pillow appointment. My therapist also recommended that. Something silly, like I seem to be incapable of expressing my anger in any kind of healthy way, and it's all bottled up in such a way that it seems to be killing you from the inside. Or something silly like that. No idea what they're talking about. Got to me blankly staring into the middle distance, because I started to get a little pissed at myself, and then I started dissociating a little. Anyway, I want to do a RimWorld Ant Farm stream while I work on Dungeoneers of Kroya more. So look forward to that. I want to do that later. I'm going to take at least an hour of time for that, though, before I do that. To, like, get lunch and shit. Oh no, ads! I'll hang back a little bit, because I don't need food right now, I'm a skeleton. I'll wait for the ads to be over. Ad progress, 37 seconds. Let me skip back to the be right back screen. It's advertising time, guys. Twitch is on ad break, you're all on ad break. Hey, check out my Ko-Fi. That surely popped up in the stream chat like forever ago. If I walked backwards off the cliff, you'd laugh at me. Okay. That would be mean of you, actually. Pirate, that would be very mean. And, alright, lovely. Ugh. I can't believe we all collectively blacked out for a few seconds there. But, we are at the peak. I am gonna go ahead and summit. And then I'm going to take a few hours break. And, after that, I want to do a RimWorld Ant Farm stream. I've had a fun concept for a, like, dwarven clan, and I'm using the Empire's mod, so I think I can execute it pretty well. But, like, I need to piss and have lunch and stuff. But before any of that... we've made it. We've summited. I love when the rope recoils randomly. Just kept walking backwards a little too long. Alright, you shush. I've made it. I've peaked. I've done it. Lovely. All right. So, I'd like to thank everybody who tuned in today. I appreciate all of your viewership, and I will be seeing all of you guys later today. I'm gonna go ahead and go on lunch break, and I will see you later. Bye.